All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the Frag Valorant Major. Philadelphia here on Break CBK, joined by Elevated, and we have our second semifinals set to start here in the near future. Soniqs going to be taking on the way in our next best out of 3. This should be a good one. Of course, the winner of this will play Booster Seat Gaming, or BSG, as we like to refer to them as. They won their previous series 2-0, as we just witnessed. Looked good doing so. So no matter what the finals matchup is, it should be a damn good one. But frankly, I don't know what to expect. I mean, both these teams, I can see them moving on, and we saw a bit of Soniqs yesterday. We saw a little bit of a rocky Soniqs yesterday, even to get to this point, but they got here. On the way, apparently, has been playing very well, though, throughout this event.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited, too, just because, if you tuned in at all yesterday and saw Soniqs play, you know that they like to run Chamber. Obviously, we are playing on the new on the current patch, which has Chamber available in competitive, and they like to take advantage of that. On the other hand, I was looking at the last games from On the Way, and they're playing pretty standard comps on a lot of these maps. So I'm curious whether Soniqs is going to, go for a more standard composition, less Chamber as we get closer to, the big money games, or whether they are just sticking with it and they're going to continue to try and innovate what the meta is, at least in this tournament. Yeah,
obviously it starts with that agent selection. We'll get the map decisions here in a second and start talking about that as well. Of course, that obviously plays a role on top of that. But yeah, you're right. Chamber, we got to see actually a fair amount of Chamber. Honestly, more than maybe even I expected, considering that he is still the newest agent. And although I think he is strong, as it sounds like you agree, it's just being still, you're playing for money on the line here. This is a pretty big deal for a lot of these players. Want to, make sure that they're doing their best, and maybe haven't had the most time pressure on Chamber. I guess I just didn't expect to see as much of it yesterday, but we did see it a fair amount, as you're going to specifically with Sonic. So yeah, again, the maps certainly could play a role in that, though. I'm also wondering if we're potentially going to see Bind. I mean, I guess that's the only map, right, that we haven't seen now, because we just saw Split in the previous series, and Bind would be the one that's left. So I mean, I guess Bind seems like one of those maps that's just kind of secondary banned by a lot of teams, I suppose. But maybe we'll get it this series if the teams agree on it, potentially. But we're taking a look at the rosters in front of you. Of course, Soniqs, Ian, Crunchy, Dizzy Life, Plix, and Zotek is what they're running with here. And then on the way, you have Bang, Xander, Stellar, J. Cool, and Brock. So you even see some of those team tags of teams that they come from. Yeah, this is a legitimate squad over here on the side of On the Way.
Yeah, and obviously some kind of built-in synergies as well. J. Crew and Brock are teammates on Complexity. So, there's definitely already some built-in teamwork there. I'm not entirely sure if that is the correct Soniqs lineup, because we saw Jaesung playing. I think Zotek is their coach.
I was going to say, yeah, that actually confused me for a second.
But either way, and I definitely know that Plix is not playing. He's inactive on their roster. So yeah. A little bit different for Soniqs, but regardless, they have been showing us some interesting stuff on the way. Obviously, very, very skilled players. I believe Xander is like in the top 3 on the leaderboard, or has been very, very close to the top 5 at the very least for most of the season. So super talented fraggers. Bang obviously had some time on TSM. I'm not sure if he's still there. I think he might be moving rosters again. We're in the shuffle. But regardless, these are people that, tier 1 organizations are signing to play on their starting roster. So lots of talent in this particular series. Yeah,
we did see the roster kind of make that quick change right there as you were still on it. You're talking about. So yeah, to clarify, it is Bob as well as Jaesung will be the other 2 players. Go Dizzy Life, Crunchy, and Ian, as we saw yesterday. But yeah, that's the squad that qualified to get to today again. But it wasn't easy for them. They had to go 3 games against IWNL, or I Will Not Lose, yesterday, who's obviously a solid squad themselves. Had some impressive players, but they somehow squeaked back. They were down 12-8, I think it was, on map 2 Fracture, on the verge of being eliminated. They came back, they won it in overtime, and then similar to Breeze, it came down to the very final round where they won at 13-11 there to thus get to here today. So yeah, that was a late match last night to finish things off. But they've had their rest just like we all have. And kind of refreshed. So I got it helps too, right? Because that's something we were stressing yesterday in the round of 8, is these players were coming off playing 10 to 11 matches, some of them, before those final games. I mean, that's a lot of games in a row of Valorant that you're playing right there. So now that you're refreshed a little bit more, I got to assume, almost expecting some more precise gameplay than even what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. And I am certainly going to have my eyes on Ian for Soniqs. He proved to be just an absolute beast on that controller role. You know, it didn't matter whether he was playing the Viper or the Astra. He was consistently top fragging for the team, carrying a lot of the load as well as being the in-game leader. And, that it's definitely a lot to shoulder, but I assume that, he's seemingly used to it because he looked very, very consistent. Certainly kind of the standout player for me on the side of Soniqs. I'm a little bit disappointed that we didn't get to see any on the way games because I'm not really sure who to compare him to stats wise on the side of on the way.
Huh. Okay, so I swear I didn't look at this beforehand, and we'll have the map selection here in a sec. So like I said, I don't want to spoil anything. Once we put that, in fact, there you go. It's like production is on point here. All right, so you see our first map. Sure enough, it's going to be Bind, chosen by Soniqs. So we are officially going to get every single map here on the production side as far as the commentating side goes and games that we get to see. But we're going to kick it off with Bind, that was chosen by Soniqs. Ascent is the map choice for On the Way, and then Breeze is where we will end up if and when we get there. You do see On the Way banning Fracture. We know Soniqs has been playing that quite a bit throughout this event, so that is an understandable ban coming out from them on top of the Haven ban initially. But oh wait, have we seen Haven?
We have not seen Haven either.
Oh, okay, so yeah, Haven is the other one that we haven't seen on screen here. So well, we get to at least see Bind. Maybe the grand finals will have Haven. Who knows? But yeah, excited to see Bind at least.
Yeah, Haven's the permaban for Soniqs. They're like 2-10 on it in the last couple of months. So
jeez.
Trying to avoid that one at all costs. Bind 10-5 for Soniqs. Obviously, I can't really give stats for On the Way because they've only been a team as this right. 5 for this tournament basically. But it should be a good map set. Obviously, Bind provides some unique fast rotates, lots of Viper play probably. If I'm looking at the comp, Sonic played Bind once in December and they ran Chamber on it. They did lose the map, but they did run Chamber, so we definitely could see that new agent coming out here.
Okay. You take a look at the venue right there. A shot from the main event stage to the out, seeing all the viewers and everything and all the teams that were playing off stream yesterday. I mean, again, there's 16 teams in this event. 8 matches were going on simultaneously. You think about that, all the computers and stations you need to be able to do that. But that's what makes this the studio here so awesome. A big shout out to the Block and Nerd Street Gamers once again for putting on this event and giving this opportunity to all these players and even these fans that we saw there sitting down and having a good time watching some awesome Valorant action from the North American region. So you can see the players setting down, making sure their equipment's good to go, and be ready here in the near future to kick things off on Bind, as we're talking about. Will be our first map in this best out of 3. But yeah, I mean, again, we got to see a bit of Soniqs yesterday. Not so much On the Way on stream, but we heard about how they looked and the squad of players that they bring. Do you have a prediction in this one? Do you think the Soniqs team that we saw yesterday, are we going to see them move on to the finals, or you think On the Way is gonna pull through? Put you on the spot here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just because they are a team that has this, kind of experience of playing as a team to fall back on, despite the rocky performances that we saw yesterday, they were able to kind of pull it out in those clutch moments. They definitely had kind of a streaky performance at times where they were looking pretty good, and then the other teams would just start hitting more shots than them. It seemed like they were getting out firepowered at times, but then they would manage to claw their way back into the game and close it out. And I feel like on a LAN environment, if you're able to kind of weather the storm and continue to push forward and get those wins, that probably just kind of builds momentum, especially as you get more reps in the LAN environment. Yeah. You get a little bit more comfortable on stage and playing in not your room anymore, I suppose.
In front of people watching you on top of it. Yeah. And I don't know if if we're coming through as commentators necessarily. There's a delay on the stream, so I assume not. But, that live environment vibe is certainly a much, much, much different beast than simply playing at home. And like we stressed a lot yesterday, and you're just kind of getting at right there. This is just great practice for all of these teams that were participating in the end. And for some, you know, it's like a life experience, right? Like how many players that play these games online, whether it's Valorant or anything else, especially on these ranked play or competitive atmosphere, get to say they've had the chance to play on a main stage or even at a LAN environment, you know, in an official competition like this. So I go back to, it's really cool that Nursery Gamers is putting this together and it's managing to also get some very top tier talent in the North American scene when it comes to Valorant and to a lot of these players and even some teams like Soniqs, as we've stressed. So yeah, it's been a fun event so far. A lot of Valorant we had yesterday. Again, the 4 best of 3s we covered here on stream and all the matches that took place, and now here we are knowing there's only 2 best of 3s remaining. That's almost putting a tear to my eye because it's been so much fun throughout. But there is also the Fullerton event taking place at the same time, as we've stressed. They're also in their playoff bracket over there, and that stream has started by now, and they're getting things kicked off as well. I know you talked about earlier some solid teams over there as well, as far as players go too. So keeping an eye on those results. And
yeah, also just, you know, kind of a crazy juggling act by all the NSG staff. So I definitely want to give a shout out to them, just because, you know, managing all the games, adminning all the games, managing multiple streams, multiple events across the entire United States. It takes a lot of resources, and they're doing a really good job.
That they are. But of course, after this weekend, we wrapped up on the holidays here and everything. But looking forward to hearing about potentially more that may come up when it comes to these events from NSG, and whether it's LAN or just even some online stuff. And I'm sure we'll hear plenty of that when it is to come. And all that information will be out there for maybe if you're a couple players looking to form a team or whatever, get the opportunity. If you live maybe in some of these areas, now you know about it a little bit more and can compete in these future events. But obviously, guys, again, we're waiting for things to start right here. You see it on the main event stage. It looks like we might be getting going. Fist bumps are going out. I believe I heard a sound cue in the background. I think we are going to get things going here on our first map of Bind with the agent selection to start. So again, the first time we've seen Bind on stream. So curious on a couple things. You've stressed about the chamber specifically for Sonic. They have run it before on this map, albeit not a popular map right now for the teams usually banned. So far, no, it's not going to be happening. So no chamber coming out from Soniqs. Instead, they're going with that raised duelist. They do have the Viper, pair up with the Astra, the Sova, and Sage is what they go with. On the other side, maybe
teased. J. Cool is teasing it right now, and normally plays a lot of Jet. We'll see. I mean, the Soniqs comp is really kind of like it's like the really just grind you out comp. You know, you've got so many slows, so much post plant, so much just like spread damage that they can chuck out together as a combo. We do see J. Cruel lock in that Sky. So no chamber on Bind. Looks like both teams are definitely, they're not here to meme. they're here to make some money at the very least.
Yeah, make some money, win some games. They're competitive players, so understandable there. But again, it's not that Chamber is a meme here or meme agent really. It's just maybe it wasn't as effective. Maybe still needs a little bit more practice. And go to what's comfortable in the end. Go with what you know best as of recent. So yeah, are going to see the Sky making an appearance here. But yeah, it's interesting how yesterday we had 0 Sky, and go figure today, both series now, Sky's going to make that appearance. And this time on Binds. But I suppose it's different maps, you know, Split and then Bind here. Maybe that's where Sky's a little bit more potent, more useful.
Yeah, it definitely plays a role into it. Obviously, Bind, not a map you generally see KO coming out on, and so that makes the double initiator, the drone dog combo of Sky Sova a lot more effective.
Soniqs on attack, on the way on defense. Here we go. Starting off with round 1. It's going to be an A hit initially, although that recon dart will scan a couple outside of shower. Goes meanwhile towards B orb. It's going to be a free pickup for J. Cruel. We'll start adding towards those seekers. Drone through shower though. Get some info. Oh. That's Brock up there in heaven with the drone. Is this going to be committed? Absolutely is. Hear the wall go. The Bang is in a good spot. They do not know he's here. Oh, now they do.
They do.
Something through. The right click. No. Gets taken out. So far, it's a 2-for-1 trade, favoring the side of Soniqs. Oh, that plant. How do you retake this? Crunchy's holding from U-Haul. They have to plant the wall. No one's flanking. I mean, this is so difficult, especially on pistol.
Yeah, just breaking the wall is so much time and effort. It is also worth noting that Crunchy playing the Astra here, he's been playing a lot of Jet and like entry fragging yesterday, so now playing the controller alongside Ian.
Huh. Xander doing his best on Astra right there to make some plays, but in the end, yeah, at least on Bind, I was going to say, Ian did play Astra specifically too quite a bit and was top frag in there on a bit yesterday. But yeah, Crunchy playing it, but maybe for good reason. He's to see that first round, getting the 4 kills as the attacking Astra. Not too shabby. But yeah, that wall outside of showers with the pistol round especially, it's one of those, you know, I don't want to say that's going to only work on pistol, but I would be a little surprised if they tried that again on gun rounds later.
Yeah, I mean, you know, pistol round calls for a different set of tools, a different set of strategies. And the wall is especially effective, as we keep mentioning.
That's 4 players.
Stack.
Yeah. On the way, 4 players in Hookah. Luckily for Soniqs, they don't just run into it. But that could have been deadly.
Now, this is interesting because Jaesung was pinged there, and it's very common for Raze to just throw the bot and kind of like take that initial little map control. So you can see this big rotation going A. They kind of just assume that only the Raze is there just doing regular Raze things, but it's actually the entire Soniqs team now just walking onto B site for free.
Yeah, being very cautious about it still. They're not exactly sure where they are, but this plant will eventually come out. And that's going to be the cue for on the way to start rotating over. Again, all they have is those pistols, though, so this retake of the B site. Certainly it's not going to be easy, but as soon as the plan happens, they're going to get walled off from spawn as well. Where do they go is the question. Are they just going to teleport? Of course they are. Everyone teleport. Oh, no.
Into the Viper utility.
Yeah, on top of the grenade, so pretty much no chance to actually be successful here, although Stellar made it interesting, but that's 4 kills for Jaesung. He'll take it. And complete cleanup for Soniqs.
Yeah, now potentially could even find the showstopper this round if they wanted to try and get him both orbs. Or they'll likely just make a fast play into the rifles and go for the showstopper next round. Either way, we get to see a little bit of why this composition from Soniqs is pretty deadly. So many mollies and utilities and vulnerables and slows and sucks. There's a lot to contest with if you're trying to rush as a team.
There is. Yeah, the utility is very real. That's certainly one of the benefits of a Raze, especially as a duelist too, right? Is that utility between the boombot and the grenade. It's a great space controller / creator, and can be used that way effectively. So here we go, though. In round 3, it's going to be buys, of course, this time for on the way. Are we going to pause? No, timer is clearly down. I think we were going to pause initially, but now it's figured out. And it's going to be, once again, the boombot going towards Hookah, but there's 2 in Long B currently.
Checked.
Yep, a good job peeking off of each other, but Xander falls in the site, and Brock gets picked off in guard in there thanks to Jaesung flanking from Hookah.
Showstopper is online now, so this is definitely winnable for Soniqs. They have the man advantage as well.
Bang. Heading from spawn, but they're all looking that direction currently. The others coming from U-Haul. If they peek this together, they get a peek off of that. Yep. Great job peeking off the contact. And now Stellar, there's no way.
Yeah, he's just stuck in Hookah, probably going to back out and save the rifle at this point, running into 3 players and a Raze showstopper if absolutely necessary. Seems pretty much dead to rights.
So, great round there for Soniqs, coming at the disadvantage in terms of the guns, of course, but it really was the Hookah control. I mean, we saw what happened in terms of the B-long action, getting the kill. They lost the player initially, but they were able to take over U-Haul, and that started to cause a little bit of disturbance as far as the B hold for OTW, and Soniqs eventually comes through, specifically Jaesung, of course, getting those 3 kills help, but yeah, Jay Cruel at long. Got traded out, and Brock eventually killed as well. So yeah, good job by Soniqs, making 3-0. OTW back to a bit of a save now.
Yeah, I wonder if we see the showstopper making space to get onto site here, or whether they save it for the upcoming buy round. Although, interestingly, it looks like there's going to be a hero rifle bot for Stellar here on the side of On the Way.
Oh, that's a save.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was a save from the previous round, so... Keeping that left over there. It's a B hit, and that's just for good reason. Jason, he is an entry fragger and a half this game. Doing a work. I believe that's his 9th kill already. Here we are in round 4. I mentioned he has that showstopper, but they are in the advantage already, so maybe not worth it.
I feel like he got off to a very hot start yesterday as well. In the first series that we watched Soniqs play. Jason was popping off. Cooled off a little bit towards the end, but definitely a high-powered player. See why Soniqs might have made that roster move to pick him up.
Obscuring vision.
Getting some info. Great job peeking off after the smoke. It's like he had that X-ray vision with us. Ended up perfectly. And it's just eco damage time for OTW. They're not winning this round, but I'm trying to get as much damage as possible with the flank. Oh, almost timing it. Iron checking though. Back and forth, back and forth. Crunching at Xander.
One enemy
J-Cruel gonna peek, but no, Bob's there to catch him. And now Bang has an angle. Yes, he hits one headshot. Try to keep them in there. He gets a second, doing some good damage. He'll get 2 kills, get the Vandal, and he gets out, but he gets killed. Oh, hell of an effort from Bang. But still, the last lap is towards Soniqs as they make it 4-0.
You know, fancy footwork there from Raze. You love to see it. This is definitely Raze's playground on Bind. As you mentioned, does lose the rifle, so will be a fully reinvested On the Way here on number 5. And Bind, I'm trying to think. I think this map tends to trend just slightly towards the attack side. So, not too surprising to see Soniqs out ahead.
But this round 5 when a team's down 4-0 is the okay. Yeah, you got to start winning here because really will start falling behind the momentum if you lose this one. As we are going to see an aggressive wall used by Astra. That's in favor of Soniqs. Here comes that showstopper from J-Stick. Oh, he got sucked in on top of the smoke, so he really had no clue where he was. And gets killed as a result. So that showstopper essentially useless. But Dizzy Life still going to get the plant down. Seekers are out now.
Great counter utility to shut down the showstopper. But Soniqs fighting back here on the way down to 2 players.
Dizzy Life. The wall has been broken. Dog's coming through. Jumps on out of the smoke. Oh, good peek from Brock. Catches Dizzy.
A post plant, though.
Here come the mollies. That's a late one.
Viper players are like, oh yeah, this is so sick. Everyone else is like, get it out the game.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, they did get it to half, by the way. Really worth pointing out there, but they're going to stick this now. The pull in. Here's the push. There's 1 kill, and that's the win.
Yep.
I mean, they played that pretty flawlessly. You're right, though. It's just one of the most frustrating things. As a non-Viper player, it's like, oh, God, here it goes. What do you do? Yeah, it really seems you just got to have, you got to try to push them right with one of those players. But in a 2 versus 2, that's even that much more difficult because usually the other player that's with Viper will be protecting him as he's lining up. And that's exactly what Soniqs is doing.
Yep. Yeah, Soniqs executing very well here. His first half on Bind, looking pretty clean. I would say they look a little bit more on point just as a team in terms of their coordination than they did yesterday. So it spells some trouble for On the Way.
Yeah, so far it is down 5-0. So again, back to the saves. It's going to be Bob using that Hunter's Fury and not going to hit anyone, I don't believe, but still trying to push off. And this Jason gets flashed up though, but cannot land the Sheriff drop from Xander. However, J-Cruel Spectre cleanup is there, makes it a trade favoring them, but now Ian will get banged. And it looks like the spike is headed towards A instead as Crunchy catches Brock still on the B side. So number is certainly favoring the side of Soniqs, but J-Cruel kills Crunchy. Gives a hope at least for OTW.
Spike just gonna walk into A site. They have not cleared lamps, so
Poison's off.
Ian could get caught unaware here. Stellar. Oh, Bob, a little bit too fast with the trigger. Another round win for Soniqs.
Yeah, 6-0. Again, that was a save, but talked about with that 5th round specifically, when you're down 4-0, you lose that one. This is what that snowball really starts taking off. So it's back to buys, but you're already down 6-0. That has to sting. However, you have Astral Wall, you have Hunter's Fury, you have Showstopper. You're 1 away from a Viper's Pit. I mean, this is definitely the time now, more than any, where OTW could and should win some rounds. But they're going to play aggressive in showers, it looks like. However, they might find themselves in a firefight.
Right here.
To do so. No, they're not. They're actually playing it safe. When I say that, they need on through, and it's just going to be the utility game instead.
See a Showstopper coming out here potentially. Bang, though. They know he's there, for sure. Dizzy Life takes the teleporter, but does not exit yet.
As we see for Dizzy Life, though, nothing to really worry about over there. Nothing in hookah. One player on the side and one watching B long. 1 minute remaining. Still plenty of time, but now they're going to make a play on hookah. But again, nobody's in hookah. One in the back of the side, Xander. Still 3 players over in A, so if Soniqs hits this fast, and it looks like they are. Oh, great shot from Dizzy Life. Viper's Pit comes out as well and should set up a plan, unless J. Cruel has something to say about it. He's hiding over here in elbow.
Yeah, but great work by Soniqs using the drone. They didn't want to just jump out blindly. They wait for the drone to come through. Now they're able to get the plant down with the pit, also covering hookah.
They do have a Huntress Fury from Brock. I almost want to say maybe a blind Huntress Fury might not be a bad option here into the Viper's Pit, but yeah, it's going to recon dart in. It's killed very quickly, though. With 4 players, it's still so difficult to just push into this. Jae-Sung has a good angle. He gets the kill on Bang. Bang got the rocket off and got Ian. So the Viper's Pit no longer, but Jae-Sung on point once again. Stellar running through, taking that nade damage, gets the kill on Jae-Sung, but Crunchy's there to clean up. And 7-0 Soniqs is what we are looking at. It is just all Soniqs here in game 1.
Yeah, and Jae-Sung has been finding these angles and just kind of like slipping
1 second, peeps.
into like the perfect position, the off angles, catches Bang as he comes through with the Showstopper, and Bang does kill Ian, of course, but gets traded immediately, and then Jae-Sung follows it up with another couple kills. An initial spam through the wall where Hookah opened up the site, and Soniqs is kind of just doing whatever they want right now.
We're gonna have to deal with that across the beat. Push! Dizzy Life gets one. The trades continue, though, so that is a favor OTW as they take out a couple rifles from the other side, but unable to pick them out for themselves. As all 3 players remaining for OTW do have their ultimates too, so definitely a winnable round for OTW if they choose to use that utility. Unfortunately, they're kind of moving away from B, as it looks like Soniqs is going to be possibly hitting it. They have stars there, though, still.
They do. Rock also going to fall back, wait for rotations. Only has a Marshall, I believe, right now. Not a great weapon at holding a close sight.
Jae-Sung.
Slow clear from Jae-Sung.
Make sure elbow, no one's lurking around, and going to be the case of open side on the M. Brock. Oh, looked away just at the last second. Oh, yeah, keeps looking away at the last second. Now he's going to... What a shot from Jae-Sung. It's seen it from the perspective of Brock, too. That's just painful.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling it this morning. Hitting some really nice shots, looking crisp with the aim. The jump peek gets the information. On the way is in a pickle.
Yeah, they are. And nice shot from Xander, so there's an opening. Both players coming from that spawn area. Zion trying to peek this Marshall, but gets pulled in, but that timer's running down. Jae-Sung nades on through, trying to delay them. Xander almost dead. Showstopper. Oh, man. No, that's bad. Is that a...
I think he's got it.
Yeah. Yep. Less than a second. OTW does it. I think Jason using the Showstopper there. It's easy for us to stay heat of the moment, but it almost seemed like that wasn't necessary.
Yeah, I mean, but also great utility usage there. The pull from Xander, Stellar, finishes off Ian in hookah. Obviously, a great shot from Xander to kind of break their way onto the site in the first place. And then, yeah, Jason a little bit too early on the showstopper, but at the end of the day, it is just a 7-1
yeah.
score line, so a lot more for on the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, Soniqs is still fun. Don't get me wrong, but that's one that they could definitely be up 8-0 right now as well. But hey, OTW on the way. Finally get on the scoreboard. Anyway, anyhow, there's the right side. Bang is trying to get out of there, but he ain't escaping. As the heal's not going to come in time, though. Stellar peeks it. He takes out Dizzy Life, Hunter's Fury. Ooh, got some damage in, actually. And Stellar will... Oh, they have the bomb, that's why. The spike is on the ground, so Viper's pick going to be using showers. Trying to protect this spike here.
Yeah, not only that, but Resurrect was available, so Dizzy Life getting a little bit ahead of himself. Goes down, drops the spike deep in enemy territory, and also loses the res. So now Soniqs, this is going to be a very difficult push in to reclaim the spike, especially since they're being flanked by 2 players right now.
Yeah. I was going to say, they got to be wrapping around themselves. It feels like they can't all just brute force and showers, can they? But here's that flank. Xander, he'll get one. Bob starting to go towards short and does turn around and kill Xander, but Brock's not going to take out Jason in the shower area. And Soniqs, it has fallen apart. Almost get lost as far as what to do here. Ooh, Bob down to 7 life, but he manages another kill to make it a 2 versus 2. There's not a lot of life on these players.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
One errant bullet will take out Bob here.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, or Bob will just hit the head. Stellar goes down, and the attackers win. Soniqs around, they frankly shouldn't have won, it felt like, after how that was looking. They somehow do. Yeah,
I mean, Soniqs, they're hitting today, because I feel like yesterday they would have lost this round 100%. But winning the duels when they need to, even with the spike being down in a very difficult spot, just out shooting on the way, one at a time.
As Bob, certainly credit for that one, getting those 3 kills. Make it 8-1 Soniqs. Here comes the Boombot into hookah. 3 players currently towards B for the side of on the way, and going for the orb. That means death. As Soniqs is ready to double peek that.
Heard the judge. Probably gonna avoid pushing into hookah for now.
Yep. They get some good damage on Xander, but not enough for the kill. And 1 player ported over to the A side already. Oh, that's Viper. Stellar's, and it's, oh, but he peeked him. Uh-oh, Stellar. Yeah, he's dead at that point.
That's tough. Initial shot, suddenly 3 players are in your face. They do drop the Cosmic Divide to set up for the plant. Bang has an interesting angle here in Cubby. That seems to be a little bit suspicious on the side of Soniqs.
Yeah, I was going to wonder if they're going to just take the port to go B with this, but yeah, Bang's in a great spot. He's going to peek through, perfect timing. Oh, and he has the wall protection, that's huge. Somehow gets out. Spike is on the ground.
Yeah, and great pressure to push forward from Xander as well. So now the spike is, again, behind enemy lines. Try and shoot their way out of it. Cosmic Divide comes out, but Crunchy wins the duel there.
Right before the Cosmic Divide went down. Bang! No, he's on fire. He gets 3, he gets 4. He needs the ace to win it. 20 seconds remaining. We'll need on through, but Silva. Oh, he does get him! I thought Bob was a little too far, but never mind. The nade for the ace. What a clutch up by Bang. Soniqs is still up 8-2, but hey, respect is due.
Yeah, I mean, clean shots from Bang, and then the nade through the Cosmic Divide. I don't think Bob heard that coming. It kind of exploded as soon as it went through the wall. And I was also surprised it did that much damage, because it seemed like he was a little bit farther away. Nice little look at it again.
Take what you can get all the way. They can somehow clutch this out with 4 rounds in total in the first half with the way it started. That's that'll be something, but Soniqs, they are hitting. No reason to believe that that's going to happen necessarily. We'll just see how they duke it out as we enter round number 11. Jae-Sung nading the back. It's a good nade.
Yeah, and a little bit of damage. Astra go into astral form. Knew that he was back there. Goes for the nade to try and punish.
Ian always pushed up all the way to you. Oh, he's in a great spot. Okay, no, he got pinged. They know he's here. Oh, when he gets timinged. So I ain't doing Viper things here on Bind, trying to sneak up short by himself, but gets caught.
Yeah, didn't throw the Viper orb to kind of, or did he? Can't tell in the minimap. Either way, didn't have the orb up, so he, peeked from behind. The hookah player is a little in trouble. Have to charge through if Brock is ready.
Yeah, this is not happening. This is not happening at all for Soniqs, especially after that death on Viper. For their lurk pressure, everyone rotated, it felt like, other than the own Viper onto the B side, and that entry was just going to be so difficult to execute. So Soniqs goes down, OTW. They win 2 in a row. They won 3 of the last 4, thus a 3-8 scoreline. The last round of the first half coming up, as you see, good shooting from Brock right there. Great team support as the follow-up entry happens. So a little bit of motion after that round finishes. Some fist bumps around. They understand it's still early. This is just map 1, if anything, too. First half, there's still plenty of time.
Yeah, plus once you start to string together a couple of rounds, you start to believe a little bit more. No longer just getting absolutely slammed every round. And I feel like we saw this story quite a few times yesterday with Soniqs, where they would start off super strong and then kind of falter towards the end of the first half and into the early stages of the second. So they need to, I feel like they kind of need to make a statement here in this last round. Not give up too much momentum.
Sure. Brock, drone on through. Not really much in the sense of information given right there. Fire for wall. It's going to be put up. Bot heading towards showers is going to get a little bit of a read. We do have resurrection on the side of attacking. There is showstopper for Bang, though. We're on the way, and Bang, he has put in some pressure here on showers. He's thought about it. There we go. As the showstopper tried to time it, doesn't do so precise. He got some good damage onto the Sova. Not for the kill, though.
It does immediately stop the drone, though, so no information for Soniqs. They are going to go ahead with this execute, it looks like. Just kind of pushing through the smokes. The second time we've seen them do this, where they get kind of stymied, but go ahead and play aggressively anyway. It's not paying off again.
All right. Just spray through the box, down short, and get 3 kills. Just like that for Stellar. Yeah, that's, I'm with you there on the side of Soniqs. It's the idea of just pushing through smokes like that, almost blindly, it feels like, and hoping for the best, hoping to hit your shots, which, to be fair, they were hitting their shots certainly earlier in the round, earlier in the half, that is, but good hold from OTW. They're going to fight back in, 4 rounds. The way we started, they win 4 of the last 5. We got a game now.
They'll definitely take that. And pistol round, I mean, if they win pistol, and bonus becomes a lot easier, and suddenly we have ourselves an 8-6 game, potentially. So this could be a very, very important round for Bind here.
That's countdown.
Not them.
Coming down here, so swap inside. So TW on attack, of course. As I start pushing up now into hookah pressure, at least Bang. He's got that boom bot still. Sage sitting here patiently, waiting for somebody to cross. A very patient play, actually, so far from OTW, even. Expecting maybe some aggressive presence from Soniqs, but Dizzy Live puts a slowdown, takes out the bot, and just gonna wall this off.
Yeah, perfect timing in response to the Sky Dog. Really slowing down this pressure. 3 players outside of Hookah trying to push in.
That's a great angled wall, too, because they have to kill 2 of those blocks, not just 1, to get through, and that's a lot of bullets used.
Gives him a nice little angle to peek off of 2. Although they do hear him drop.
Flash on through and go. So they claim hookah, but Dizzy Life, he's still up here, gets back up from Crunchy as well. Lands a nice couple of shots. Bing is dead. He's still protecting, so good teamwork. Bob dealing with B-Long. Dizzy Life, though, gonna right-click peek. No left click, and the headshot, though, but Crunchy is still landing shots, but J. Cole takes out Crunchy. Bob hits J. Cole, though. It's up to Stellar. 17 seconds remaining. He'll just run on through. Trying to blow for the long play first. Bob, not much life, but doesn't matter. Bob connects to the head and gets another hat trick with 5 life.
Yeah, Bob is hitting today. A very, very solid support player. Tends to be towards the bottom of the scoreboard a lot of time as a result, you know, playing that Sova role, setting up teammates. Yeah, exactly. Setting up teammates for most of the kills, but I've seen a couple of rounds now where Bob is just solo carrying a couple of these critical rounds for Soniqs.
11, 6, and 7. Not a bad stat line at all to have, especially on an agent like Silva. So Spectre's in play. Got the one ghost and free guns around it. As Bang is going to go fast. Jae-sung throws out the boom bot. They hear the orb being picked up towards Shower, so at least it's an orb claim for OTW. But, oh, actually Jae-sung down to 46 life as Bang also got a little low there. Oh, never mind, he actually did not get hit, so he's fine.
Yeah, Jae-sung definitely the worst for wear out of that one.
Toxin screen down.
Big rotation from Soniqs. Bring the stack to A.
Yeah, they have the spike in Showers over there on J. Cruel. Ion's also gonna get some pressure in the short as he pushed up and falling back into the site. But you look at Long, a couple players for the side of OTW are now making the presence felt here. Bob slowing them down.
You can see the fake. Soniqs rotating very quickly off this information. They saw the drone, the Astro Stars are coming up. The spike is coming in from Showers still. Not a full rotation for Soniqs though.
It's coming out of Showers. Ion though sprays down too.
2 blind kills, I believe.
Yep, through the wall.
One enemy remaining.
Also dealing with Viper in mid. Ion gets the third over there towards Showers. Xander will at least take out Ion, but Crunchy with a quick response. 10-4 Soniqs. OTW only able to get the 1 kill that round, but they're gonna buy up their Phantoms and Vandals now. As sharing some guns there.
I'd say that was probably the most dangerous part. Obviously the map not over, but Soniqs being able to win the pistol and bonus round there is a big boost for their chances of winning this map.
Any ultimates? Not yet. Still a little too early in this second half, of course. Only the third round of it. As Bob and that recon into Showers. Nice precise shot right there.
Whoops. Not quite the button Jason was hoping for.
Nope. And do not want to give up this orb easily. Here in Showers. Bob's gonna drone up through short, it looks like. So a lot of that Viper utility to get through. It's pretty much what you expect to see from these attacking Vipers on this map nowadays, is take it over short for themselves.
Yeah, we see the Nats set up, as I'm just gonna call it.
Oop.
The wall orb combo to try and walk into lamps.
And Dizzy Life. Putting a little bit of pressure there with the dog, but one slow, the second slow even used, and as we can see on the mini-map, the rotation's happening from OTW instead to go towards A. So 40 seconds remaining. They do not have any ultimates again to initiate here with. It's just simply gonna go with a little bit of utility, maybe a flash. Out of Showers, Bang jumping out, but Jae-sung connecting the shots.
That's a huge kill. Ion could be in trouble, gets sprayed down.
Does see Jae-sung, but Jae-sung from range had that Phantom, makes it 2 for 2, but Stellar takes out Bob. Now Dizzy Life in a good spot though. Stellar did not expect that to be so close. Playing it safe. Can they land a shot? Yeah, Crunchy gets Brock, and now it's a chance for Soniqs to take this round. 7 seconds, you gotta plant. Is he gonna fake this? No, he's sticky.
For a second, I thought Crunchy was gonna go for a pull there.
Oh.
He went into Astral form and thought it could maybe delay the plant, but now things get a little bit more difficult. He's up in heaven, interesting. Ooh, sees Xander in lamps, drops down, pushes forward.
Oh!
Wow.
Wow, indeed. Gets the kill with the lesser gun. Who needs a rifle when you have a Spectre from range, apparently? Gotta assume that with some ADS action right there, but well played in the end by Crunchy, and makes it 11-4 for Soniqs.
Yeah, we're seeing some really good individual plays from Soniqs. Everybody's kind of doing a little bit more damage than you might expect, staying alive a little bit longer than maybe they should, and it's making it really difficult for On the Way to get onto the site cleanly, or even get the spike down cleanly. Jason continues to pave the way. 19 and 11. We also see Crunchy there, 17 and 8 on the Astra.
Yeah. That's a pretty, jeez. I knew he had a lesser, I thought he only had a share finish. I didn't even know he had a Spectre there, but yeah, had that in hand and managed to find the shot and the kill to clutch the round out for Soniqs. So now 11-4 in OTW. Talk about feeling desperate. They lose their bonus round. They're going to force buy here, I believe, as they know pretty much. And if they don't do so, that wall's too late. Good pressure from OTW. They killed Jizzy Life. Player advantage early. Taking over Hookah.
Tagged.
Oh no, they didn't check right. Crunchy just sitting there on the box, right on the outside of the smoke. Bob takes out Xander at long, and Jason gets Teller. And just like that, it's only Brock alive. It looks so good to start for OTW, and it's fallen to pieces. Oh no, the shock dart. You just know what's happening.
I see that so often where after smoke stops the players from pushing out of Hookah, and then there's somebody just sitting on that box to the direct left, you know, and the smoke kind of covers them as they jump out, and people just forget to check. But spam the wall. You can spam that part of the wall.
That's true. Yes. In hindsight.